You guys know you're not an average Baptist church, right? When I first met Chris, I was trying to figure out how he ever got in any kind of a Baptist association. And now that I've met you, I'm even more perplexed than I was when I met him. But it's a good thing. I was telling my wife a minute ago, and I'll tell you that here's the first thing God said to me when I met each of you, and it really hits me strong looking out across the room. This is one of the best examples I've had the opportunity to see in a long time of what a little piece of heaven will look like. Some in suits and ties, and some old and some young, and some in the middle. Some like me that I know you think looks a little weird. Looks like he stuck his fingers in a light socket and his hair stood up. Chris takes a lot of the weird off of me. I think that's why I love him so much. It makes me nervous going to these churches where it's, the Right Reverend Dr. So-and-so, and he speaks like this. Boy, just watching him sweat like a Russian racehorse up here leading the choir, I thought, now that's my kind of preacher right there. But I look across the crowd, and there's some with long hair. Some of you have known what it has been like to be in prison. Some of you have been free your whole life and come from great families. Some of you have money. Some of you don't. And I'm trying to get this thing to change so I'll know what I'm doing here. Some of you may have stories very similar to mine. I will assure you this. I don't know what your story is. I just know that all of you have one. Everybody gets in their pants one leg at a time. Nobody just jumps straight up in the air and hits them both at once. God reached down into the dust of the earth, and he formed man, and he breathed life into him. And I'm glad to see African-American faces in the room, and Hispanic faces, and Caucasian, and Indian, you name it. The home church that I started in Atlanta when we first moved to Atlanta is a church of about 6,000 people, and there's 150 nations represented in that church. It is an amazing thing to see. We get to believe in some time that when I get to heaven, they all going to be my denomination. They're all going to look like me. They all going to act like me. They all going to think like me. But Jesus came to set the captives free. He said, he whom the Lord has set free is free indeed. Religion can't do it for you. The religion of the Pharisees, the religion of Mama and Daddy and Grandpa and Grandma and Aunt so-and-so and all that mess we've hung on to for years, and we have to wake up one day and ask ourselves, well, how's that been working for me? Not so hot. And we have to one day bow our knee to the only name under the heavens that will ever make a difference in any of our lives. Before I share my story with you this morning, I just want to sing a couple of songs for you. I'm a half-baked songwriter. Back in the 80s, I recorded for Brentwood Records, and I did that because I wanted to be some kind of a music star. Thank God the Lord delivered me of that. And now my music is just a little extension of my story to help me get to an altar call. I know that in your mind you take a glimpse at me and you have an idea of who I am, but you don't have a clue. Some people will probably meet Brother Chris in public, and they think they know what he's all about. But if you just take a glance at him out in public as he gets off of his motorcycle and his jeans and his boots, and you're really religious at heart, if you don't have the discernment of the Spirit or take the time to shake his hand and look him in the eye, you don't have a clue who that man is. And I probably look high maintenance to a lot of y'all, but let me assure you, I am not. Brother Chris told me yesterday, he said some folks in the church said, well, who's coming? He said, well, it's a guy coming from Atlanta to speak to us. From Atlanta? He's coming all the way from Atlanta? What for? What would he come here for? I got a simple answer for you, because you asked me. And listen, I have been at the lowest part of life. I have been beaten, and I've been discarded, I've been raped, and I've been sold. I have been, I know what it is to be tied to a hog pen and be forced to eat with pigs. I have spent Christmas Eve night as a little 10-year-old boy, naked, beaten, with my hands and feet tied together, locked in an old freezer that my dad had put me in. I'm not as high maintenance as you think. All you got to get me anywhere is ask. And you don't have to guarantee anything. I don't look to you for my guarantee. My Father in heaven is my guarantee. He is my guarantee. I don't often sing this song, but I'm going to give it a whirl. I don't even know why God's telling me He wants me to sing it, but I will. Could it be that all the dreams I've dreamed forever are only dreams, and I'll never really cross that crystal river? Could it be that it's all just a dream, and I'll never see